Last week we talked about being a person of power. One of the ways that many people give their power away is by playing the victim card. You see, victims are powerless and they put themselves in a position of pain, which means they don't have the ability to handle the fear in their life. So what does it actually mean to have a victim mentality? And what does being a responsible person actually look like? Well, a victim mentality sounds a little bit like this. They'll have this type of an attitude. If something is going wrong or not to my liking, then someone is to blame. It's necessary to identify the person or the sources or the circumstances of why things are not as I think they should be. Blame must be determined and accepted by the wrongdoer, and things must be made right. I'm justified in being emotionally upset. And just remember, when you're going through this, as you're pointing fingers at everybody else, you have one finger pointing out at everything and everyone else, and there are always three fingers pointing back at you. Now, the person with a responsible mentality is going to have this type of an attitude. I completely and wholly accept that everything that has ever happened to me in the past, in the present, and in the future provides me with opportunities for learning and growth, and no one else can be blamed for any negativity or hurts or abuses which my emotional nature experiences. I shall seek no exception to this belief, even when the apparent cause is not of my making. See, the principle here is I am. Or if it's to be, it's up to me. Either I'm in control of my life or my life is in control of me, one or the other. I can either be a victim and let life control me, or I can accept responsibility for my life and be in control of my life. The truth is that when you stop blaming everyone and everything, 95% of all your challenges in life will cease. They'll disappear. And you know what? There are telltale signs of when you tend to be operating in a victim mode in life. Take a look at this. So I put up here what I consider to be the 12 top signs that you'll be able to tell whether you're operating in a victim mentality. And of course, number one is anger. Anytime you catch yourself, just think about this from this point forward, anytime you catch yourself angry, start to really pay attention to what's going on. You're actually falling into a victim mode. You're allowing something to actually control you in such a way that you become angry. So anger is really a big victim mentality, emotional response. Blaming others, of course, we talked about that already. When you start blaming everyone else, you start to have victim mentality. Anytime that you start to have self-pity, woe is me, or why is this happening? Why is it? You start to have a victim mentality. Anytime that you're envious of someone else, all right, and jealousy, we've got that. That's down here as number 10. So envy and jealousy kind of go together. Victim mentality. Anytime that you're impatient, this is something that's been interesting. When you experience any kind of impatience, for example, either waiting to get your gas in your car, or you're waiting in traffic, or you're waiting in the grocery store, start to notice your level of impatience and start to understand that you're actually saying in a way that I'm more important than everybody else, and I can't believe that this is happening to me. You start to become more of a victim when you start to become impatient. The wanting to control other people, that's definitely a victim mentality. When you're upset and you're reacting. Now, there's justifiable anger and getting upset, when things are not right. If somebody's being abused or murdered or something like that, obviously those are heinous things, and it's okay to get emotional about that. I get that. But the problem is that most of us, what happens is that instead of responding, which is taking a mature approach to a situation, we react, where we completely go 100% emotional, no logical, and we just react. Then you become a victim, all right? Because then you're allowing the upset, when people say, they make me upset, well, he made me do that. I think I saw the other day on the news, somebody had a road rage situation, and the person actually came out and hit this other person, and basically their excuse was, they did something to me and they made me do that. No, that's not what happens. You choose to do it, but that's a victim mentality when you allow someone to make you upset and you lose control of your emotions. Intimidation, anytime that you try to intimidate somebody, that's victim mentality. Being judgmental, vengeance, being helplessness, all of these things. So I hope that you're writing these down, because these are very important to understand, and take a look at your life and where you're at. The truth of the matter is that you are a responsible person when you know nothing outside of yourself can control your thinking or your actions. You know that you're a responsible person when you determine what you want in life and then you take action on getting it. You know that you're a responsible person when you choose to respond and not react. You're in control of your feelings. Being responsible helps you to live in power and not in fear.